In the following video, a man known for being blessed with sight, the rare ability to perceive things beyond the physical realm, visits yet another reportedly haunted house, one that's left its owners sleepless and terrified. They've complained about lights flickering violently in the middle of the night, furniture dragging across the floor on its own, children's laughter echoing through empty rooms, and the constant feeling of being watched from dark corners. Hoping to understand what's been tormenting them, he decided to visit. From the moment he arrived, he began sensing several energy shifts. Watch this.
Maybe some of these objects were haunted. What the f? Yo, this is moving and this is moving. Why isn't this one moving? I'm used to this shit already. You know what I mean? Like, don't follow me home. Can you stop this? Stop it right now. Stop. It's going even faster now. Look at this shit. And this one's perfectly. There's no wind. There's no wind at all. Look at the trees outside. I don't feel nothing negative though. But anyways, man.
According to him, the more fear a person shows, the stronger the activity becomes. He believes that spirits feed off fear, and that being terrified only invites them closer, almost like they draw energy from human emotion to manifest more clearly. This belief, he says, is what allows him to remain calm and confront the entities head on. But the next house he visited wasn't so quiet. The property's dark history involved a woman and her dog who tragically passed away inside. Ever since, the new residents have reported seeing a woman's shadow moving from room to room, often followed by the faint sound of paws on the hardwood floor. When he arrived at the house, this happened.
Cutting some stuff, but yeah, this is one of the houses. Shit, the hell was it? What the f? Yo, out with it. Yo, the door just shut on me. So she passed away?
That's why, when I'm talking, I'm talking to her because she did that with the other door to me.
Because I've been getting the chills all, like, the whole time I've been here.
Yeah.
And I actually seen a dog, like an apparition of a dog right here. Like a little dog, like yours.
Oh, really?
Right here, yeah, and I was like, right here, right in this area. She had a dog too, huh?
She had a dog, yeah, but I don't know what kind. I think it was a small dog.
Yeah, because I see on jobs, some houses I see things, you know, like some houses they're like with spirits.
Yeah.
Whew, but that door just shut. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm used to it by this. I mean, I'm always working in houses that have stuff in them.
Well, I guess because all these homes are old.
They're old and they're by trees. They say trees hold a lot of spiritual stuff
really?
in water. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. So that was the homeowner's family member, and she's also sensitive like me. She sees it too, and she talks. You know, I explained to her, the lady I seen her, she said, yeah, that's her aunt, so I'm not crazy. Anyways, I'm out of respect, I'm gonna stop recording, because that's her aunt and her living relative. God bless everybody.
For those blessed or cursed with sight, reality, and the unseen world overlap. So when he says he saw something, maybe he truly did. But, as always, I'll leave you to be the judge. Now in this next clip, a guy named Josh has been hearing strange noises around his home for several nights. Soft tapping on his walls, doors creaking open on their own, and the faint sound of breathing right behind him whenever he's alone. So this time, he decided to grab his camera and check it out. Watch this.
I keep hearing shit downstairs. Rustling stuff. So maybe check it out. Shouldn't be anybody here but me.
And let's not forget there was somebody in our house. By the way.
Go away.
If you look closely, you'll notice it. A dark figure standing perfectly still. But what really sent chills down everyone's spine was the moment it rushed toward him, followed by the violent force on the door, as if whatever was out there was trying to break through. Some viewers think Josh might be dealing with a shadow entity, a type of spirit said to attach itself to people rather than places, feeding off fear until it gains enough energy to manifest physically. Others think it could be the spirit of someone who died in the home, trapped between worlds, trying to make itself known. But the scariest theory is that Josh may have invited something in unknowingly, and now it refuses to leave. The video sparked a huge debate online about whether or not he should sage the house, but one viewer who claimed to be a paranormal expert took things further. According to them, Josh would need a Reiki master for cord cutting, a shaman for a full blessing, and a physical medium for cleansing and removal. They added that the house should be smudged with sage from top to bottom, starting in the attic and working down to the basement, making sure to cover every reflective surface and window. Every doorway and windowsill should be lined with salt. Afterward, Josh would need to ground himself by standing barefoot in the grass for at least 15 minutes before re-entering the home. Finally, he should use holy water, drawing a cross on his forehead, another on each mirror, and sprinkling it over his bed and the most active parts of the property, and continue smudging daily until proper help arrives. So, what do you think? Would any of that really make a difference, or is Josh dealing with something beyond cleansing? In this next video, a ghost hunter named Jake decided to investigate a haunted museum, and what he caught on camera is downright terrifying. Watch this.
Haunted museum, guys. Here's Sully the dog. The goat. Look at that face, bro. Sully, speak! All right. This is where the Shadow Man was caught on camera, guys. This is a county museum. And we've heard all kinds of things in here. Footsteps, doors slamming. Oh my god. Creepy ass mannequins, dude. Hello? Okay. Guys, we've seen so many ghosts here. My dad actually captured a ghost on camera. We're gonna go into that room right now. We've seen the Shadow Man here. That's what he caught. You know what? I'll put the clip at the end of this video, so watch the end and you guys will see the clip of the Shadow Man. I swear I just saw movement in the mirror, dude. Did anybody else see that? Back here is where the Shadow Man was captured, guys. It was caught right here walking up these stairs. Anybody? What was that? Okay, screw this. Here's the footage of the Shadow Man, guys, and if you're still watching, hit that follow button and click on the live stream because I am probably live right now.
The movement, the strange noises, and the heavy stillness in the air made the whole place feel wrong. And for a moment, even Jake, who's been to dozens of haunted locations, admitted that something about this museum felt different. But maybe it shouldn't be so surprising. Museums are often said to be some of the most haunted places in the world. After all, they're filled with ancient artifacts, objects once owned or used by people long gone, some connected to death, war, or sacred rituals. Many paranormal investigators believe these items can hold residual energy, like emotional imprints of the past, replaying themselves over and over. Others think spirits can attach themselves to the objects that mattered most to them in life, especially if those items were stolen or disturbed. So was Jake picking up on one of those restless presences? Or was it something else entirely? Until more people come forward with similar experiences from the same museum, this one remains an open, unsettling mystery. The following video was recorded by paranormal explorer Nikolai inside an old abandoned house rumored to be deeply haunted, but during his exploration, something completely unexpected caught him off guard. Have a look.
So this is f***ing creepy. We're here breaking down the haunted house for the season. Just casually was walking over here. Just noticed that there's something by the cone.
Do you want to play with me and all my friends? Come out wherever you are.
This was not in the corn maze. This was not in the house.
Why do you look so scared? Everyone in the graveyard just wants to be friends.
No idea where this came from, and it's powered up.
I love the cemetery, especially at midnight, when it's colder, when the other children are long asleep, and the dead awaken.
Yeah,
Do you want to play with me and all my friends? Come out wherever you are.
That's gonna stay there. That's, yeah. That's gonna stay there. I don't know where it came from. And yeah, this is the life of working at a haunted house.
The look on the doll's face, and even worse, the words it was saying, were beyond unsettling. The tone of its voice, the unnatural way it moved. It was like the doll wasn't just repeating something pre-recorded, but actually trying to communicate. Some viewers even said it seemed aware of Nikolai's presence, almost responding to him directly. The creepiest part? The doll didn't seem finished. It kept moving its head slightly, like it had more to say, something Nikolai wasn't willing to stick around to hear. Shaken, he quickly left the house, saying he'd return another day to finish exploring. But after that encounter, he could only hope that when he does, that doll won't be waiting for him again. In this next video, a woman shares old footage from when she lived in a house she believes was haunted. Watch this. She says it started with whispers in the night, faint voices calling her name when everyone else was asleep. Then came the slow knocks on her bedroom wall, the kind that seemed to wait for her to answer. Some nights she'd wake to find her door wide open even though she'd locked it, or her TV suddenly turning on, blaring static into the dark. There were moments she'd spot shadows gliding across the hallway when she knew she was alone. And once, she found every cabinet door in her kitchen standing wide open, as if someone or something had been searching for something. Whatever was in that house didn't just want to be noticed, it wanted to be heard. So was she dealing with a mimic, a trapped spirit, or something far darker? You decide. In this next clip, Kyle, a guy who's become somewhat known online for sharing his ongoing paranormal experiences, hears strange noises coming from his attic one night. Curious, and maybe a little nervous, he decides to grab his camera and check it out. Watch this.
Y'all watch this and tell me what the hell it is. Is it cobwebs, a glitch, or a ghost? You tell me. I don't even really give a shit anymore. I don't care. I don't care if it's a ghost. I don't care if it's a cobweb ghost. Just keep your ass up there and shut the fuck. I haven't been posting lately because I've been trying to ignore this shit to see if it'll make it stop, but it ain't working. But in other news, I'm working on a new book. I think I'm gonna post about that. I think it's a pretty good idea. Takes place in a funeral home. I'll have some words about that soon.
After sharing the footage, many viewers who studied it closely believe Kyle might be dealing with two mischievous childlike spirits, entities that enjoy playing tricks, moving small objects, and causing harmless chaos, but never actually bring harm. Still, living with something annoying doesn't sound exactly comforting. Some, however, warned him to set boundaries immediately, saying that even playful spirits can turn restless or aggressive if ignored for too long, especially when they start feeling too at home. One comment even mentioned that child spirits aren't always what they seem, and that something darker might be disguising itself behind that innocent laughter. So, what do you think? Are these harmless pranksters, or something pretending to be? Now, in this next video, the popular Midwest ghost hunter Ian continues his exploration through one of Nebraska's most haunted places, the Argo Hotel. This time, he made his way to the Old Bar area, a section of the building where countless visitors have reported seeing objects move on their own. As his camera rolled, a glass sitting perfectly still on the table suddenly slid forward, as if an invisible hand had just given it a gentle push. But while that was already unsettling enough, something else happened that took Ian a moment to even process.
This whole place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Is there anything else that you'd like to do? Alright, well, I'm definitely gonna leave a still camera in here to record to see if anything else happens when I'm away.
He had actually left the camera running while exploring other parts of the building, so when he later reviewed the footage and saw what occurred in that empty room, his unease grew tenfold. There was no one else inside, no wind, no vibrations, just the quiet, eerie stillness of a haunted bar and that unexplained movement caught on camera. the Argo Hotel continues to prove why it's one of the most active sites in the Midwest. And if this is what happens when no one's around, it makes you wonder, what else happens when the cameras aren't rolling? For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. In the following clip, a man is closing from work when things switch from ordinary to downright creepy. Have a look.
Okay, so I'm here at work. Bro, I'm telling you, you heard that, right? I'm closing. And I'm like hearing stuff, bruh. I'm like closing right now, and I'm hearing, bruh, come on, man. Nobody's in here. I'm literally closing. Yo. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been like really active here lately. Just wanted to show you guys.
He believes he's dealing with a mimic spirit, and this isn't the first strange thing he's noticed. A few nights before this, he heard someone calling his name from the hallway when he was completely alone in the building. Another time, the office printer started running by itself after midnight, spitting out blank pages one after another. And sometimes he'd hear footsteps behind him, slow, steady, only to turn around and find no one there. It's like something there likes pretending to be people, copying their voices, footsteps, and movements, almost as if it's trying to blend in. Some say it's an echo from another time, the energy of those who once worked there replaying itself like a loop. Others think it's nothing supernatural at all, just the old building settling and playing tricks on the mind. But whatever it is, he's convinced something's in there with him, and now he's hoping to capture more evidence on camera, but until he posts an update, this one remains unsolved. In this next video, a man wakes up around 3 in the morning, only to find himself dealing with the same unexplainable thing that's been happening for nights now. Watch this.
Итак, время 2:30. Ночи ясно понятно. Какая-то хуйня долбит мне в окно. Но только там, блядь, никого нету. Не знаю, отсюда видно, не видно. Никого нет. Жутко, что пиздец нахуй. Все, блядь, я под одеяло.
The sound seems to be coming from the window, like someone is standing right outside, gently knocking to get in. But when he checks, there's no one there. No footsteps, no shadows, nothing. He's ruled out the wind, because on some nights, it's completely still outside. He's ruled out tree branches, because there are no trees near that side of the house. And even animals don't make sense, because the sound is too rhythmic, too human, almost like someone's deliberately trying to get his attention. So he keeps recording, hoping to catch something that would explain it. But every new recording turns out more terrifying than the last. Have a look.
Пожалуйста. Дай долбёжку в окно. Продолжается месяца 3. Примерно каждые 2 недели.
It's not just knocking anymore, the window literally starts to vibrate, like something is pressing against it from the other side. You can hear the faint rattle of the frame, and it's enough to shake anyone's nerves. He says it feels like whoever, or whatever, is out there is growing impatient. He's even checked with his neighbors, asking if maybe they were up at odd hours doing repairs or hammering something that could cause vibrations. Some even suggested maybe it was plumbing work or heavy movement in the pipes behind the wall. But when he asked around, every single neighbor said the same thing. And the worst thing was that they didn't hear anything. No noise, no vibrations, nothing. That's when things started getting really strange, because if they couldn't hear it, then whatever or whoever was causing all these was after him. He decided to leave the house for a while just to see if the activity would continue while he was away. But before leaving, he set up a small camera in his room facing the window, and when he checked the footage later that night, this is what he saw. Now, it's no longer the window he has to worry about, it's the wardrobe. When he returned home, his whole apartment was a mess, and the wardrobe was closed like nothing had happened. He decided to clear everything out, but that wasn't even close to the solution he needed. Watch this.
Время 2:30 ночи, а мы только начинаем веселиться. Проснулся от стука из шкафа. А это одна сторона, левая дверца, слегка приоткрывается и стучит. Не знаю, видно, не видно.
Some say it's just airflow or pressure changes in old houses that can make doors move. But others think whatever was outside the window that night may have finally made its way in, and now it's decided to stay. He's still recording, hoping to catch more clues, but so far, all it's done is raise more questions. So what do you think? Is it something that can be explained, or did something actually cross over? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, this next clip touches on something both paranormal believers and skeptics can never seem to agree on: whether children can actually see things that adults can't. Some people say kids are just more open and sensitive to the unseen because they haven't learned to block it out yet. Others believe it's all imagination, that children create invisible friends and figures to cope, play, or express emotions they can't explain. And honestly, both sides have their points, which is probably why this debate never really ends. But the woman in this next clip would definitely disagree with the skeptics. According to her, what she witnessed was far from imaginary. Have a look.
大きいお姉ちゃん？
ね、今、お姉ちゃんがいないのって言ってるわ。パパもパパも。ね、お姉ちゃんなんで泣いてんの？ね、こっちクマさんなのになんで泣いてんの？パパが来てるの？ね、パパもこっちはね、泣いてないの？なんで泣いてるの？
いいお姉ちゃん怖い。
お姉ちゃんに聞いてるの？
いいお姉ちゃん怖いから。
お姉ちゃん怖くないって。
ほら。
お姉ちゃん怖くないの？お姉ちゃん怖くないから。怖くないよ、お姉ちゃんは。
オッケー。
お姉ちゃん、こっち来たよ。
いいよ、ちゃちゃこっちおいで。
違う！
おいで。
お姉ちゃん来たから怖くないの！
ちゃちゃ来て。
Her little girl was absolutely convinced that her big sister was there, and when no one believed her, you can see how frustrated she became. Like, she couldn't understand why they couldn't see what she was seeing. What makes it even more unsettling is that the family actually lost their older daughter not too long ago. They've always brushed off the younger one's conversations, her laughter, her moments of play with someone they couldn't see. But now, after what happened on this day, they're not so sure anymore. They say they feel both comforted and terrified, comforted by the thought that their little girl's sister might still be close, but scared that whatever's in that house might not really be her. Now they're looking for answers, how to find out what exactly is there, and how to make it stop if it isn't who they hope it is. But could this really be her sister's spirit, or something pretending to be? You decide. You might remember Dustin from some of our previous videos, the guy who seems to have something following him no matter where he goes. He's had so many strange experiences that people are starting to think something might actually be attached to him. Well, this time it happened again. He had just gotten home and was about to step out of his car when this happened.
Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching Scooby-Doo, you know. It has been storming on and off all night. You can see there is nothing standing over here, right? But look. What the? Like, this is me. Like, the satellite went out because of the storms. So it wasn't working on the TV anyways. And like, but there's nothing there. And like, I turned.
Now, if you listen closely, right after he starts wondering if the owl sounds he's hearing are even real, there's a faint whisper that says, "Get out." A lot of people in the comments caught it too, and that's when the theories started flying again. Some think it's connected to whatever's been haunting him all along, while others say it could be a spirit trying to warn him. But the truth is, no one, not even Dustin himself, has been able to figure out what's really going on or why these encounters keep happening to him specifically. And until he finally gets some answers, these moments just keep getting creepier. In this next clip, the popular ghost hunter Ian is at it again, but this time, his curiosity leads him straight into one of the creepiest places he's ever explored, the old Berlin tannery factory. Locals say the factory is haunted by a little ghost girl named Megan, often seen darting through the dark corridors at night. But that's not even the worst part. The most unsettling story tied to this place is about a spirit they call the Toucher. Visitors claim it scratches, grabs, or even brushes against them when they're alone, and Ian was about to experience that firsthand. When he arrived at the factory, he made his way down into the basement, and at first, everything seemed fine, until this happened.
Whoa. Oh my god. I heard a noise over there, and of course, it's gotta be nearby all the scary mannequins. Oh god. Looks like our congregation over there. Like a cult gathering. Did someone just make a noise over here? I swear to God, I just heard you. Man, if one of these frickin' things moves, I'm done. I'm out of here. Oh wow, they even got Wizard of Oz theme over there. If there's anyone over here, could you? What the hell was that? It sounded like something moved over here.
Something about those mannequins didn't feel right, and it wasn't just the way they looked. Ian said he could feel something in the room with him, and just when he started convincing himself it was all in his head, what he feared most actually happened. Watch this.
No. Oh. Dude! That thing just freaking started rocking! Oh, no. Are you freaking serious? It had to be like one of the freakiest looking ones, too. It looks freaking demented. Oh, God. One of the ones back there moved. I freaking just heard that. Are these mannequins possessed? She just moved. She more than moved. She slid forward.
This is easily one of the freakiest things he's ever captured, and judging by his reaction, even Ian knew he wasn't alone down there. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following clip was recorded in a Colombian mall by a man who works there. Before he got the chance to record this clip, several people had approached him talking about the weird things happening in the restroom. So one day, when he and some of his colleagues were sure no one else was in the mall, they decided to go and give it a look. Watch this.
Bueno, estoy nuevamente aquí, en la puerta del baño. No hay nadie acá. No hay nadie. Y allá tampoco hay nadie. No hay nadie allá. Dios mío. Bueno, voy para adentro. La sangre de Cristo me cura. Hola, hola. Hola. Hola, hola, ¿estás acá? ¿Dónde estás? Se prenden las luces. ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? Necesito otra prueba. Necesito otra prueba. ¡Ay, marica!
As terrifying as their experience was, this wasn't even the worst of what many had reported. Some claimed that faucets would turn on by themselves, doors would slam shut even when there was no draft, and the echo of footsteps that never seemed to belong to anyone. A few even swore they saw shadows moving beneath stall doors when no one was inside. No one knows what to do about the situation, and those who know fear doing something about it and getting caught. After all, it would be hard to explain why you're sprinkling holy water, burning sage, or chanting prayers in a mall restroom, especially to a boss who doesn't believe in ghosts. This next clip was captured by a man who has been experiencing very strange things in his house for a long time, and according to him, it's gotten more annoying than scary. Have a look.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to stop this shit. Listen to it. Listen to that pedaling. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen. And here we go with this shit again. I'm just gonna wait and see how long it goes. It's never not. Stop! Okay, that works. Okay, so it seems to be wanting to happen now more in the afternoon. Just to prove there's nothing there. Jesus Christ. This is the cord in question, the coax cable, and you can see here it goes directly from here down to my Wi-Fi. So I could, I guess, open it like this, but one, I would probably be in the way of the camera here since I'm standing here, but let's try and test this. Here's the door latched all the way shut. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it doesn't come out. But if I were to do this and open it, that just kind of pulls the Wi-Fi back. So, I mean, if this cord was the thing that was pulling it, this probably would have knocked off, but I don't know. Yes, absolutely we can, because I think everyone is obsessed with this and the fact that I do not have it secured. But as you can see, this goes to my modem, and that is all. It's an old building, so in front of every apartment, they've had to drill holes and then feed these in through, you know, all this to kind of update it. But this building was built in 1932, and if you can't tell, hasn't really been updated too much since 1932. Oh. You gotta be kidding me.
This time it was his closet, swinging open on its own. Other times it's been his kitchen cabinet slamming shut in the middle of the night. He's even mentioned times when objects like his TV remote or keys disappear, only to reappear hours later in the exact same spot he swore he had already checked. At this point, he admits he's less terrified and more frustrated, because living in a house where you're constantly second-guessing whether you misplaced something or if something else is playing games with you gets exhausting. Viewers, however, had their own take on it. Some believe he might be dealing with a trickster spirit or poltergeist, something that thrives off causing chaos rather than harm. Others suggested the activity could be tied to him personally, claiming spirits sometimes attach themselves to a person instead of a place. Of course, the skeptics weighed in too, saying it's probably faulty wiring, uneven floors, or even air drafts causing the disturbances. but for those who've lived through similar unexplained chaos, they argue there's no mistaking the feeling of being toyed with by something you can't see. Now in this next clip, a lady named Brenda never lived alone before, but eventually got a place for herself. On the very first night in her new place alone, this happened.
Okay, first night in the new apartment, and Mabel has been doing this for about the last 5 minutes straight. She is watching something. And yeah, the fan is on. But there's like no shadows. Oh, look. See? What is it, May? Mabel. Come here. What is it? There are no bugs. Her ears are perked, and she's watching something. See? What the heck? What the heck? Mabel. Okay, right before she came in the door, there was a light. A little ball of light that came in the door right there. What is she chasing? This is like 10 minutes straight. What the hell? She has never acted like this. What is she chasing? There are no bugs. There are no mice. Mabel, what did you go under the bed for? So, yeah, I get to sleep here tonight. Mabel, get up here. Come here. Get up here. Lay down. So, I guess we're gonna try to sleep. I'll give you an update in the morning. Good night.
Many are of the opinion that a new place means new sounds, pipes settling, wood expanding, neighbors moving around, saying she'll get more relaxed after the newness goes away. But some people don't like to wait until something happens the second time before they take action, so she already saged and said a prayer through the whole apartment. Especially after hearing comments about the way her dog reacted, like it could hear something moving inside the wall. Some viewers think that's the clearest sign something paranormal might be going on, since animals are believed to sense things we can't. Others speculate it could be rodents or plumbing in the walls, but Brenda says she had the place inspected before moving in, and nothing unusual was found. So is Brenda dealing with a haunted apartment, or is it simply the unsettling adjustment of living alone for the first time? You decide. This next clip also has to do with how animals so often seem to know and see things we don't. A few weeks before Kevin filmed this, the house had been giving the family little nudges that something wasn't right. A bedroom light that would blink when nobody touched the switch, toys left neatly on the floor found scattered as if played with, and the faint sound of somebody pacing down the upstairs corridor. The family chalked some of it up to creaky old floors and a loose wiring issue, but the dog's behavior kept everyone uneasy. It started sleeping at the foot of the stairs, refusing to go into one hallway after dusk, and once woke the whole house by growling at an empty corner for a solid 5 minutes. On the day Kevin was home alone when this happened. Watch.
What do you hear, buddy?
A few people who slowed the footage down and bumped up the brightness insist they saw something slide past the wall where the dog was staring. Others say it's only a trick of light and compression, but the way the dog reacted before and after the moment makes it hard to dismiss. So what could be going on? And if you had to pick the next move to get rid of whatever or whoever is causing this, what would you try first? A house cleansing, or prayers, calling a medium, a structural or pest inspection to rule out a mundane cause, or just moving out altogether? I'd love to hear your thoughts. This next video comes from Ayers, who says everything went sideways after she and a friend tried a Ouija board. For anyone who doesn't know, a Ouija board is a flat board printed with letters, numbers, and words like yes and no that people use to try to communicate with spirits. Participants lightly rest their fingers on a planchette and wait for it to move. Skeptics call it ideomotor effect and harmless party trick. Believers warn it can open doors you don't want opened. Stories about Ouija sessions often include anything from sudden mood shifts and nightmares to persistent disturbances that won't leave long after the board is packed away. In other words, it can go badly if you don't know what you're doing. One night, after swearing she'd never touch one again, Ayers woke up to this. Watch.
Just seen my tape move at the side there, so I've just grabbed my iPhone to record it. It was moving.
She says she stopped using the board, but the activity only got worse. The kind of escalation people often link to a session that went wrong. That fits several common theories. Maybe the session created an attachment that ignored her intention to stop. Maybe it left a residual pattern in the house that whatever's sensitive to that energy keeps replaying. Or, the darkest possibility viewers floated. The Ouija invited something that doesn't respect boundaries and stuck around. A few nights later, she set her camera because she'd been feeling watched while waiting for a friend. Watch.
Well, that escalated quickly. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unexpected movie deaths. It goes without saying that this entire list is one giant spoiler, so...
Any spirits here?
Number 10, Carolyn Fry, Pitch Black. This flawed hero crash lands on a deserted planet with primitive criminal Riddick in tow. Clearly the protagonist we're meant to root for, Fry spends the movie keeping him fights it. But, sigh, we are. Just as she redeems herself, that sense of they're gonna escape sets in. Then, boom. Down with less than 5 minutes left. Number 9, Dick Halloran, The Shining.
A few nights later, she woke to her kitchen completely upside down, and no signs of forced entry. She rearranged everything, but left a camera in the kitchen in case it happened again. Take a look at what happened.
Come on, I've just heard you.
So how do we tie this together? Whatever the cause, the pattern is classic in haunted house lore. Someone experiments with a gateway, the weirdness starts, it grows more aggressive, and even stopping the ritual doesn't always stop the activity. So are these events truly linked to that one session, or is there a different explanation she hasn't found yet? I'll leave that to you. This clip was recorded at a small family birthday party in a very old house, the kind of place with creaky floorboards and stories in every room. Watch.
This is Christina's birthday party, and everyone at it, there's Brianna, her little cousin, There's Haley, her other cousin. And there's her daddy Tommy.
Hello.
And here's her Aunt Misty. And here's her Uncle Joey.
What up with it?
What up with it? Alrighty, let's go with this. Daddy lighting the candles.
So we can get you a little cake on camera so we
Yeah.
can remember your party. And we'll give the happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chrissy. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Blow your candles out, girl.
She gonna blow it out? Yeah.
You gonna cut the cake out, Mama, or you want me to?
Go ahead, I'm running the camera.
Alrighty.
Daddy's cutting the cake.
Did you like the bicycle and stuff you got for your birthday?
Oh my God, Tommy, it's gonna start again. Oh my God, dang no.
It ain't gotta mess everything up.
He's gonna mess this up for everybody now.
Come on, sissy. Come on, baby, come on. I don't know what's gonna happen. Come on. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, baby. Seems like it's messing everything in 4 seconds. It's okay, it'll be alright.
God, we should have had this at Jerry's house.
Okay, it might not
It's
do
just,
anything else, okay?
this stuff is starting again.
You're alright. I'm sorry, sweetie.
You okay?
I'm so sorry.
God damn! Oh God!
What the hell is going on? Go to the front room. Go to the front room, girls. Go.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Let me get out of here. Come on. Let's go with it.
It's unsettling enough when strange things happen on ordinary days, but when they occur during moments meant to be joyful and unforgettable, like a birthday, it leaves a mark that's hard to shake. Disturbances like this don't just ruin the moment, they stay in your memory, and sometimes when the next birthday comes around, part of you can't help but replay the entire incident, silently hoping it doesn't happen again. The family never posted any follow-up videos, so there are no updates on whether the activity continued or stopped. So till now, what happened in this clip remains a mystery. The following video is an update from Rosanna, the woman who refuses to give up on her house. Sadly, many of the priests she's reached out to recently have stopped responding, saying there's nothing more they can do. So after getting rejected by several others, she decided to take a break and travel to her mother's place. But while there were no unusual knockings, voices, or moving objects like before, one thing still didn't stop. She kept waking up in different rooms with no memory of how she got there. After a few weeks, she decided to go back home and try the whole find a solution thing all over again. But this is what welcomed her. Watch.
Right.
As soon as she arrived, the dishes exploded right before her eyes, before she could even bring out her phone to record. Then, the craziest thing happened. The mannequin head slowly turned on its own, facing directly toward her. Moments later, she said she felt something breathing down her neck, and when she whispered "stop," a voice answered, "No." Some people believe something in that house wants her gone, like whatever's there knows she's been trying to banish it, and it's fighting back. A few days after this happened, she revealed what made her leave the house for a long period in the first place. One night while she was asleep, she decided to put on her camera, hoping to finally catch herself leaving her room and walking into another. Because somehow every morning she wakes up in a different place with no memory of how she got there. But instead of capturing that, something else happened that night. Watch this. waking up to find out a terrifying face had been watching you while you slept. That's not something anyone would ever want to discover. But what makes it worse are the strange gestures she was making in her sleep. Gestures she doesn't remember at all. No memory, no control, just movement. Almost like something else was borrowing her body for a while. Seeing this, people started coming up with new theories. Some say what's inside that house is trying to possess her but can't because of her faith, so it manifests through her sleep instead. Others believe the spirit is trapped within her and only reveals itself when she's most vulnerable, like when she's asleep and unaware. A few even claim she's become a vessel for whatever resides in that house, that maybe it's not the house that's haunted anymore, maybe it's her, but it doesn't end there. It's not just the figures watching her while she sleeps. Sometimes she hears a voice imitating her cat, trying to lure her into a corner or another room, and when she follows it, this happens.
Loli. Laisse-moi. Loli. Oui, Loli.
The figure stood silently in front of the door for what felt like forever, while Rosanna hid under a table, trying to call her friends for help. But by the time anyone arrived, the house was completely still and silent, almost like nothing had happened at all. At this point, Rosanna says she's done trying. She's checked into a hotel indefinitely until she can find a new place to live. And honestly, can you blame her? After all the sleepless nights, the fear, the money she spent trying to get help, anyone would break. But while at the hotel, she found a forgotten clip from a few weeks back, one she'd filmed while testing a projector for her kids. She was alone, preparing to send them a video message when she heard a noise coming from the fireplace. Watch this.
Celui qui devant sous l'abri du trio repose en nom puissant. Je dirai
Rosanna later explained that every time she prays or plays a religious song, whatever's inside that house reacts violently, almost like it hates it. And in this clip, you can hear it clearly, a voice saying, "Shut up." Also, the music wasn't even playing until she picked up the cross, and the moment she did, it was like something in the room snapped. Things began to move violently, and then her body stiffened. Her head began spinning uncontrollably, and her skin burned like fire. It felt as if the house itself was fighting back. Some say it's because the entity inside her home is demonic, feeding on her resistance. She also shared one particular night when she decided to communicate with whatever or whoever, was in her house. At the time, she said the entire place was filled with a strong, foul smell she couldn't trace. No leaks, no spoiled food, nothing that explained it. It just appeared heavy, suffocating, and constant. So she took out some protective stones, ones a friend had told her might help, though she admitted she had no idea if she was even using them right. Watch what happened.
Je suis frigorifiée. Et il y a cette odeur-là, de pourriture. Je sais qu'il est là. Tant pis. Qui es-tu? Qui es-tu? Allez. Allez, dis. Qui es-tu?
According to Rosanna, this wasn't the first time it had hurt her. She's been slapped, scratched, and even bitten before, and she's got the scars to prove it. But what happened that night took things to a different level. Even though she doesn't have a baby at home, the whole experience that day was something new and deeply disturbing. And to make things worse, when she tried turning on her hallway light, the switch wouldn't work. It had been working perfectly that morning. Somehow, it just stopped, right when she needed it most. She decided to post the clip, mostly because some viewers had been accusing her of quitting. But for someone who's been bitten, slapped, and mocked by something unseen, how do you not quit? When you start living through something like this, do you keep pushing for answers, or is that the moment you accept it's already beyond your control? Well, that wasn't all that happened that night. Watch this.
Arrête. Arrête. Mon Dieu. C'est quoi?
The laughter, that awful mocking laugh that echoed through her hallway. It's the kind of sound that makes your blood run cold, and it didn't stop there. Her YouTube was still playing in the background because she'd been listening to spiritual music before she started attempting to communicate with whatever was present in her house. Now, while she's trying to enjoy some peace at her hotel, she's been sharing these old clips as a way to explain why she stepped away, to show people that she didn't give up. She simply couldn't keep going. And really, can anyone blame her? So, what exactly is she dealing with here? A demon? An angry spirit still claiming the home as its own? Or something else entirely? Something darker, older, and far beyond what any of us can understand? You decide. Now, in this next clip, a lady who's always complained about hearing footsteps on her stairs finally caught something on camera. Watch. Aside from the footsteps, the only thing she noticed at first were faint orbs, drifting softly like dust but moving with strange intention. It kept happening like this for weeks at random hours of the night, until one night, it wasn't just footsteps and orbs anymore. Watch.
The stairs are going again.
You can clearly see something moving slowly on the stairs. And for the first time, it wasn't just about the stairs. The chair in the corner moved right in front of her eyes. That was the moment she began to realize this might not be something simple or harmless. Many people believe she's dealing with an elderly spirit, perhaps someone who once lived there but never truly left. Others, however, have a different take. Some think it's not a ghost at all, but a residual echo, a kind of time imprint, where moments from the past replay over and over like a broken record, overlapping with our world in faint fragments. A few even suggested that what she's capturing might be a looped memory of the house itself, reanimating movements that belong to someone long gone. But whatever it is, it's getting worse, and now it's not just the stairs. It's starting to interrupt her sleep. One night around 2:47 a.m., this woke her up. Some say that step marks a threshold between the living and the dead, a point where energy gets trapped. Others argue it's a mimic, something pretending to be human, copying footsteps to lure attention before revealing its true form. But here's where the debate gets creepy. A few viewers pointed out something subtle. The sound pattern of the footsteps isn't consistent with a human stride. The rhythm is slightly off, as if whatever's climbing those stairs is learning how to walk. But until we get more updates on the situation, this one remains a mystery. The following clip was recorded by Rosanna, who's now living away from her home after everything she's endured, the sleepless nights, the haunting noises, the unexplained bruises, and now she's updating those who think she's giving up too soon. She says people see only snippets of what she's faced, but if they lived even one night in that house, they'd understand why she had to leave. Watch this. It started with the toys, then the worst happened when she caught a shadow, a male figure, standing behind her. Many believe this is the same entity that's been tormenting her since the beginning. Others think it's something new. It's easy for people to call her story fake or staged, but only those who've truly brushed against the unknown, those who've seen their world twist into something unrecognizable, can understand the terror she describes, the endless fear, the hollow exhaustion, the frustration of trying to explain what's happening and being met with disbelief. It's a slow kind of madness, one that breaks people piece by piece. You might remember one of her earlier videos, the one where the toilet seat was slamming up and down violently. That clip drew all sorts of reactions. Some claimed it was staged, others went as far as to say there was someone hanging from the ceiling. So this time, Rosanna decided to make another video. Despite every instinct screaming at her not to, she went back into that same bathroom, a place she hadn't stepped foot in for months because of the intense fear it gave her, and she filmed again. Watch this. She received hundreds of comments after this, messages telling her don't let the house win, it feeds on your fear, and stand your ground. But really, is it that easy? This is a woman who's tried everything, priests, mediums, cleansing rituals, yet the more she fights back, the stronger it seems to get. You can see it in her voice, her movements, her words, she's worn down. And still, she shares her story. Not for attention, but for answers. She says that, though she's ready to give up the house, she hopes someone out there knows something she doesn't, a real solution. Something that could finally set her free, or at least make the house safe again for whoever owns it next. But until that happens, this is the current situation. She's heard screams before, but this one was different. You can almost feel the rush of panic through the screen, and sometimes she says she wishes she could just wake up and realize it was all a dream. But this is her reality, a home she owns, bought on credit, a place she once thought would be a sanctuary for her and her children, now a source of dread. She's separated, raising her kids on her own, and fighting a battle she can't even see. And until she finds something, anything, that truly works, not just temporary calm before the next storm, Rosanna's case remains a mystery. This next video was recorded on January 29th, 2024 by a home camera, and it captures something that left a woman absolutely stunned. That morning, she was alone at home with her baby. Everything seemed normal, quiet, calm, like any other early morning, until this happened. Watch. When the door opened, she looked up and saw her partner. He was standing there, right at the door. Confused, she asked, "Why are you home so early?" It was around 5 or 6 in the morning, and she knew his shift wouldn't end for hours, but he didn't answer. He just stood there, completely still, staring at her. She sat there for a few seconds, unsure if he was joking or angry. Then, suddenly, he turned around and began walking away, slowly, without saying a word. She got annoyed and followed after him, calling his name, but he didn't respond. He didn't even look back. When she reached the bottom of the stairs, everything changed. The entire downstairs was pitch black. No lights on, no sign of anyone, and that's when it hit her. Her husband didn't even have a key with him that morning. There was no possible way he could have walked in. Terrified, she ran to check the home security footage, and what she saw made her blood run cold. While she was downstairs, the bedroom door upstairs, the one she'd left open, slowly closed on its own. Then, moments later, it opened again. When she called her husband later that morning, he laughed nervously, saying, "Maybe I sent my doppelganger to check on you." But that joke didn't sit right with her. Some people believe what she encountered was a doppelganger, an exact copy or spirit double of a living person, often considered a sign of bad luck or an omen. Others think it was a spirit manifestation, using her husband's image to gain her trust. Something intelligent that wanted to be seen. Whatever the truth is, that morning changed everything for her. So what do you think? Was it her husband's doppelganger, or something else pretending to be him? You decide. Now, in this next clip, an explorer went into an abandoned building, and according to him, this turned out to be the creepiest thing that has ever happened in his 5 years of exploring defunct and forgotten places. Watch this. Out of nowhere, faint music began playing from the hallway he just walked through minutes earlier, a hallway that had been completely silent. It sounded like a full orchestra, and for a few seconds, he stood there trying to make sense of it, convinced maybe he wasn't alone. His first thought wasn't ghosts or the paranormal, it was people. Well, he didn't wait to find out who, or what, was playing that music. He grabbed his gear and left. Later that night, when he got home and calmed down, curiosity got the best of him. He started digging into the building's history, and that's when everything suddenly made sense. Turns out, the place was one of the oldest and most haunted historic buildings in the area. He says he'll never go back there again. And after hearing the story, it's easy to understand why. But what do you think really happened that night? Was it just old building acoustics and bad wiring? Or was he caught in the middle of a performance that never truly ended? You decide. In this next clip, a woman had just moved into a new house, the kind of old property that still creaks in the corners and holds onto the faint smell of dust and rain. While unpacking and getting things set up, she went down to the basement and found a doll. It was sitting perfectly upright on one of the wooden shelves, like it had been down there for decades. She said it startled her for a moment, but it didn't feel threatening, at least not then. So she laughed it off, left it exactly where it was, and went back to her room. But that decision might have been a mistake, because a few days later this happened.
My door keeps shaking.
Now, it's easy to see why people believe the doll might be connected to whatever's happening. In the footage, you can see the basement door rattling violently, almost as if someone on the other side is trying to force their way out. But she's not ready to jump to conclusions. She wants to be sure before she does anything drastic, like getting rid of the doll. So, for now, this remains unsolved. Now, in this next clip, the popular Midwest ghost hunter Ian continues his exploration through one of Nebraska's most haunted locations, the Argo Hotel. The building has a long, unsettling history. Years ago, when it operated as a sanatorium, a woman named Alice reportedly died during childbirth in the basement. But that wasn't the end of her story. Locals say her cries still echo through the empty hallways late at night, soft, trembling sobs of a woman calling for her baby. With that history in mind, Ian decided to do what few others would, spend the night alone inside the Argo Hotel. At first it was quiet, but when he entered one of the guest rooms, he immediately got the sense that something wasn't right. Watch this.
Are you standing over here? Oh my God. There's nobody in here. And I am hearing voices. And that was like the same voice from before. Is it true what they say? Is it true that you're still searching for your baby? Holy moly, you guys. It feels like I'm being followed. Like everywhere I go. That was definitely freaky. Not hearing much more. I'm definitely gonna leave cameras in here and see if anything else happens.
all the windows in that room were completely shut, and if it were a draft, the entire curtain would have moved. Instead, only one side moved, as if an unseen hand was brushing against it. Trying not to panic, Ian left the room and began exploring another when he heard a sound.
I'm almost certain it's coming from this door, room 6. This is said to be one of the most haunted rooms. If you're in there, could you make a sound through that door? See what happens if I knock on it. Anyone home? Whoa! No freaking way. Dude, that doorknob, it just freaking jiggled. Oh my god. This freaking thing, it just freaking jiggled all by itself. And there should be no one in here. Let's look.
Some say it was Alice, maybe showing her presence or warning him not to disturb her peace. Others think the hotel itself has absorbed too much of the pain and loss over the years, and now it breathes on its own. Did he really capture proof of the paranormal, or was it just the Argo Hotel reminding him that some stories never rest? For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following clip was captured by a man who went fishing, and on his way back after he was done, he heard something that stopped him in his tracks. Watch closely.
Yo, what the? What the? Bro. There's nobody in here. Yo!
When he posted this online, the reaction was mixed. Some people ignored the mysterious voice completely and instead criticized him for walking into a women's restroom with his camera rolling. But if you look carefully, it was actually the men's bathroom. The sign is right there on the left side of the door as he enters. Now, here's why he had his camera out. He had just used that same restroom to freshen up after fishing, and he was certain no one else had entered. But only a few steps away from the building, he heard a voice echoing from inside. Knowing he'd left it empty, curiosity pulled him back, this time with his camera recording. What makes this even creepier is the local legend tied to the spot. People say a young lady was misbehaved with by a group in that very area, and tragically, she didn't survive. Some believe her spirit still lingers, trapped in that moment of terror. So, was that the cry of her spirit replaying the past, or something else entirely? You decide. In this next video, a woman named Angeli who lost her dad always believed he never truly left, that his spirit could still be felt in his house. One holiday, she and her siblings brought their kids over for a family hangout at their dad's place, spending time on the deck where they used to gather with him. One night, something happened that left them speechless. Take a look.
Off, please. All your grandkids are here. You can turn it off.
We're not scared.
Sometimes it takes them a minute to get the energy.
We're not scared. We're not scared.
I think that's going crazy. Jerome, do you see how your grandkids make it?
I've never seen it flicker.
Turn on, Jerome. Make it turn.
What? Well, and it never flickers like
Jerome,
that.
can you
Look
turn
at
it
that
off
thing.
and show the kids that you're here with them. Turn it all the way off. No lights at all.
Do it.
Just wait. You gotta give them a couple seconds.
Yo, pause that.
Jerome, show your grandkids that you're here and turn it off.
I can't miss this. Can you turn it off?
Dad, turn it back on, Dad.
He's
This
here.
thing is
He
listening
here.
to me, dude. Dad, turn it off.
Are you really filming it?
Dad, turn it off.
He will.
No way.
That's nuts, dude.
Just give him a minute.
This thing never, like, it's going nuts right now.
It's kind of cold out here.
One of you guys ask him to turn it off.
Can you turn it off? Please turn it off. We're not scared. We just want to see you turn it off.
There it goes.
Can you turn it back on?
Jerome, turn it on.
Can you turn it off?
Okay,
I'm
just.
making a video.
Jerome, can you make it go crazy? Make the lights go crazy.
Whoa! Wow. That's good.
Can you blink for twice if you're Jerome? It might be hard to do.
Yeah.
Go on, off, on, off.
Shut up, bro.
No, that's him. No, it's doing it again.
On, off. Okay, now
Yeah, I
go
told
crazy.
him.
Now go crazy. Dad.
It's him. 100%.
There it goes. Okay, now go on, off, on, off. Look at that.
I did it for a second.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it. Literally popping.
Tell Grandpa you guys love him right now because he's here.
I love you, Grandpa. Oh, this.
He is
It's
here.
almost like he's trying to talk through
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Jerome, do you think, I know you're out here, but do you think that
You can come
could
in the
turn the
house?
light off in here? Could you try to turn the light off in here?
No
What is
way.
it? Or make it flicker inside the house?
Make it flicker. No way. Make it flicker.
Or maybe move a candle again.
Make it flicker. Wait, turn it off. No, this turns off. It's in here now.
At first, Angeli thought it could all be a coincidence, until they began asking for specific things to happen, and the responses followed in ways that were far from random. But that wasn't the only strange thing during their stay. Later that week, when the kids were already asleep, this happened. The mini fridge swung open on its own, and right after, glowing orbs floated across the room. To Angeli, this felt like her dad's presence again. And honestly, this wasn't the first time. Every visit to her dad's house seemed to come with its own subtle signs. The old rocking chair on the porch, which was her dad's favorite seat, would start moving slowly by itself. Other times, family photos hanging on the wall would tilt or fall without reason. And she often smelled the faint scent of her father's favorite cologne, even though no one in the house wore it. For Angeli, it's becoming harder and harder to brush it off as coincidence, but what do you think? Was her dad really trying to reach out? Or was it all just random chance? Now, this next clip was captured by a guy just a few days before he finally made the decision to leave the house. It's one thing to deal with unrest caused by something you can see. At least that way, you know what you're up against, and maybe even how to protect yourself. But it's a whole different ballgame when the source of your fear is completely unseen, unpredictable, and impossible to prepare for. That's exactly what he says he's been living with since the day he moved in. Watch this.
Jackson is like laser ass focused on this right now. He won't, like, you alright? I know. I think something's wrong. I don't know. I hear noises, but I'm not even sure. Are you kidding me right now? There is no way that just happened. There is no way that just happened. There is no way. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Jackson. Jackson. What's wrong? There's banging and stuff.
He admits that he doesn't really believe in ghosts in the traditional sense. He doesn't picture a spirit in white sheets walking around. But what he does believe is that there are strange, unexplained phenomena that science hasn't quite caught up with yet. And this clip, according to him, was the final straw. The following video is about a guy who had just purchased a new home with his girlfriend. They were still settling in and had only just started painting the living room when this happened. When this was recorded, he was heading downstairs to get ready for work, but the moment he reached the bottom step, he heard a strange creaking noise, followed by what sounded like faint footsteps in the next room. Spooked, he ran back upstairs to grab his gun, thinking maybe someone had broken into the house, but there was no one there. At first, they tried to brush it off as a one-time occurrence, but then, one night, exactly at 2:24 a.m., the basement camera captured this. Hearing voices at this hour is never good news. Some believe this could be a spirit bound to the property, perhaps a former resident unwilling to leave, but this still remains a mystery to the couples. This next clip is about a group of explorers who decided to investigate an abandoned adult foster care building. But little did they know, it would be the last time they ever set foot in a place like this. They began their investigation in the basement, where they chose to use the Estes method, a popular but eerie technique in paranormal research. For those unfamiliar, the Estes method combines sensory deprivation with live spirit box communication. One investigator, known as the receiver, wears noise-canceling headphones connected to the spirit box and is blindfolded, cutting them off from the outside world. The other, called the operator, asks questions aloud to any spirits present. Now watch closely.
She said don't go in the bathroom, right?
No, she said in the bathroom.
I'm kind of weak, I can't really...
Who's in the bathroom? Henry. Loud.
Yeah, that was loud.
What was that?
It's right next to the bathroom.
Elena.
Elena's messing with the pipes?
Yeah.
Play. Play what? You.
How did you know that? Kaya, why is that scary to you though? Because I'm the one who asked the question. Who do you want to play with?
Dude, hello. Dude, I'm scared. Who's here? Who's here? Who's in here? Me.
Dawson's in the bathroom. That was Dawson in the bathroom. He's insane. Let's check. Okay. If he wasn't in the bathroom, he's in the bathroom. Tell straight up the picture. I heard that and it's recording. What the? Wait, you weren't in the bathroom?
We heard this on the wall. Swear to God.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, oh, look, what is that?
No.
The receiver, unable to hear the questions, simply repeats whatever they hear through the static. And the theory is that spirits can manipulate those frequencies to respond in real time. And because the receiver doesn't know the questions being asked, it minimizes the chance of bias or fakery. But in this case, what they got was more than just a strange coincidence. The next clip was recorded by a woman who lives with her family on Civil War land near the Battle of Huck's Defeat, and according to her, this ground has never really been quiet. Here's some backstory. When the land next to hers was cleared and graded, she went searching for arrowheads and quickly uncovered several artifacts. Among them, she found odd black balls, later identified as coke balls, a byproduct of an old iron forge. And sure enough, when she searched near the old forge area, she uncovered a very old button. The moment she picked it up, she claims she clearly heard a name in her mind, Roan. She felt strongly impressed that this forge had belonged to him, and that he may have once served the people of Brattonsville, where the battle itself took place. She grew so connected that she even painted a picture of him, a muscular, dark-haired man, shorter than average height. But despite all of this, she had never once heard his voice, which is why what happened on the day she recorded this video came as such a shock. Watch this. She had set up a motion-activated sprinkler to deter critters from her garden, but on this day, while working on her deck and building a trellis, the sprinkler kept going off, yet nothing was ever there. Later, when she reviewed the footage, she noticed something far stranger. A voice, and not a faint noise that could be dismissed, but a clear phrase with inflection saying, "I trust you." She was alone and no one else was near her property, yet others who reviewed the clip heard it just the same. So the question is, was this the voice of Roan finally speaking after all this time? Or could it be something else entirely, lingering on this land tied forever to its violent past? The following clip was captured by a man at work who decided to film a bird that had gotten into the shop. But instead of just catching the bird on video, he ended up recording something he never expected. Take a look. If you listen closely, you'll hear a voice saying, "Leave." Some people believe this was actually a helpful spirit, trying to assist him, almost like it was warning the bird to fly back out before it got trapped. But others have a very different take. They point out that the voice doesn't sound directed at the bird at all, but at him, as if something in that shop didn't want him there and used the moment to make itself known. So was this a protective spirit lending a hand, or a territorial entity sending a warning? You decide. Now, in this next clip, a popular ghost hunter named Ian went exploring along Timberlake Road, a stretch of darkness shrouded in some of the most unsettling legends in Minnesota. Locals whisper about a grieving woman who lost her entire family and is said to wander the road at night. Others speak of phantom hounds, dark shapes with glowing eyes darting between the trees, and shadowy figures silently watching from the woods. And nearby, in a small cemetery, there are countless claims of ghostly children seen playing among the gravestones. While Ian was there, he heard a strange sound echoing from the trees, but as he tried to trace it, his camera caught something that made his blood run cold. Watch this.
So that was a freaking animal. You'd think I would see it, or something, or hear it even further, but it just went through here, and then it's just gone. Just like that. Oh, God. Hello? Is anyone out here? What the hell was that? It just sounded like a freaking light over here. It was real faint. It was just floating around. Hello? Whoa. I think I just saw it over there now. What in the world is that? Is it like a glow bug or something? I mean, it is possible. There could be lightning bugs out here. I don't know. It looked a little different to me. It was like a different color. It wasn't like the typical color. Hello? Who's out there? There it is again. What the heck is that? I keep seeing like these weird lights out in the woods here. As you can see, there's just nothing. Hello? Are you a spirit? Watching me from the woods? Oh God. What was that? There's definitely something out there. I'm gonna try to take some pictures. Who's here with me? Whoa, what the hell is that? Oh my God. Dude, that was a straight up set of eyes staring back at me. And now there's nothing. Nothing in these photos. What the hell was that?
It's one thing to visit a place with no history and stumble across the unexplained, but when you step into a road already drowning in stories of grief, loss, and hauntings, there's no escaping the fear of what you might run into. And for Ian, what he saw that night is something he won't ever forget. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following video is about Dustin, who you might remember from earlier features on this channel. Lately, his life has been anything but normal. For months now, he's been dealing with things most of us only read about. Dark figures that follow him, growls in empty rooms, and whispers that call his name. One night, while working an overnight shift, he caught something that made his skin crawl. Watch.
Chug the Red Bull because I don't like it. Is that moving?
He's called in friends, religious figures, even skeptics, and nothing has offered a permanent fix. The presence follows him to work, follows him home, and sometimes it feels like it's closer than the air around him. When he reviewed the footage from that night, he said something he'd never said before. He's scared to be alone. So what's going on with Dustin? There are a few schools of thought. Some say he's been attached to by a spirit that latched on during a traumatic moment or after an encounter he can't recall. Others argue he's an empathic magnet, the type of person who unintentionally draws paranormal energy because of sensitivity, lifestyle, or unresolved trauma. A third camp insists it's pattern recognition. Go to enough strange places and weird things will happen often enough to look like a trend. And there's the harder line. Are we looking at a ghost or something darker and more capable of harm? Whatever you call it, one thing is certain. This has become Dustin's reality. He's exhausted, he's scared, and he's running out of options that don't make him look crazy. So I'll leave it to you. Would you keep working those night shifts, call in paranormal investigators, move away, or try something else entirely? And if you've been through something similar, tell us what worked for you. This next clip is about a lady who went to the hospital one evening to do some decorating for an event that was scheduled early the next morning. She expected it to be quiet, empty, and uneventful, the kind of job you finish in peace before heading home, but what she captured that night says otherwise. Watch. According to her, she had been placed in a section of the hospital where no one was supposed to be, specifically so she could work without distractions. Yet, as she began setting up, she suddenly heard the faint but unmistakable sound of a baby crying. The cry echoed down the corridor, distant but clear enough, so she immediately checked with admin staff to see if there were any child patients admitted or visitors present that evening, but their response was no. She posted the video online hoping someone could give her an explanation she could live with, perhaps an audio glitch, or maybe noise carrying from another part of the hospital. But the timing and the fact that she was isolated makes that difficult to believe. In this next clip, a man named Austin caught the most disturbing, blood-freezing disembodied voices he's ever heard, all on his home CCTV while he was asleep. Watch this.
So this has to be probably one of the most disturbing EVPs that I've ever captured. While I slept last night, I was actually falling asleep on my couch right here. And I literally heard a woman scream out my name. And from there, I started to hear laughter and what I believe to be me coming out of my body. I end up staring at these closet doors here, and they were open, staring into the darkness. And I started yelling prayers out at this thing, knowing something dark was here with me. And I woke up with the chills and proceeded to bless my place afterwards. So it's truly creepy. So what I'm about to play you here is this really insane EVP I decided to film while I was sleeping last night. And what you're gonna hear here is what I just discovered happened while I was sleeping. And I'm also gonna be going live tonight to see what else happens here, but it definitely validated my experience last night, in my opinion. There was truly something dark here for whatever that reason, I don't know, but here's the clip.
Waking up to that footage the next morning shook him to his core. He prayed, blessed the house, but nothing stopped it. And days later, he heard something whisper, clear as day, that his closet was a portal. That same night, while he slept, the camera caught something else. He stopped sleeping in that room, he stopped leaving things by the closet. He started examining the house history and found old rental records showing a long list of tenants who left suddenly. He saved every clip, made backups, and then did the only thing left that felt safe. He began looking for a new place. A lot of people said he was overreacting, but if you've ever had to leave a place because it felt wrong, tell us how you knew it was time. Now in this next clip, an explorer visits the abandoned old Idaho penitentiary, a place steeped in history and tragedy. Visitors have long reported icy cold spots, disembodied whispers in empty corridors, and shadowy figures that seem to vanish the moment you focus on them. Many believe the intense suffering endured by inmates left behind something that never really moved on, a kind of spiritual imprint etched into the very walls. When this group of explorers arrived, they went in knowing the stories, but weren't fully prepared for what they captured. Watch this.
Holy Can you move again? Can you hear us?
Dude. Alex, seriously.
Coming towards you.
Hello?
What the Dude, somebody's screaming.
Oh my God! The woman! Dude, shut up!
Those screams didn't sound like a trick of the wind or echoes of the building settling. They were sharp, pained, and desperate. The kind of sound you'd expect from someone trapped in pure fear. After that, the explorers didn't stick around long enough to test whether the rumors were exaggerated or not. For them, that moment was more than enough. And what's unsettling is how often visitors describe hearing similar sounds in the same cell blocks, almost as though the walls themselves are replaying the pain of the past. Some think it's residual energy, others believe the spirits of former inmates are still crying out for release. Either way, what they caught that night has people convinced the old Idaho penitentiary isn't just haunted, it's echoing with the memories of those who never left. Now in this next clip, Ruby and her husband have always joked about having a ghost in their house, a spirit they believe stayed confined to just one of the bedrooms, but lately it's starting to look like they were wrong. One day, Ruby was home alone when this happened.
Mac, it's okay. Why are you doing this to me? It isn't me. Mac, this is happening inside you. You're letting it consume you. You don't have to.
Other times, she's noticed the sound of pacing footsteps across the hallway late at night, when both she and her husband were already in bed. At first, they thought it might be the house settling, until the steps would suddenly stop right outside their door, almost as if someone was standing there, listening. She's also reported hearing faint whispers from the kitchen, and when she'd go in to check, the chairs would be pulled slightly out, like someone had been sitting there moments before. Her husband has had his own experiences too. On more than one occasion, he said he woke up to the feeling of someone sitting on the edge of their bed, only to roll over and see nothing there. One evening, while Ruby was in the shower, she heard him calling her name from the living room, only to step out and find the house completely empty, her husband still at work. So whatever they thought was harmless and contained seems to have spread its reach through the whole house. And now, with clips like this, Ruby isn't laughing anymore. In the following video, a guy shares what he's been dealing with for months now, every single night, and how it's slowly driving him nuts. Watch this.
Alright, let's investigate.
He says it's gotten to the point where he almost expects it, yet it still jolts him every time. Sometimes he forces himself to ignore it, but other times he gets up to check, because strangely enough, that's the only thing that makes it stop. The knocking has followed him through so many moments, waking him from deep sleep, interrupting his late night calls, even breaking his focus while he's working on projects. It's gotten so bad that he has to explain to people on the phone why they can hear what sounds like someone pounding at his door, even though nobody is there. One night, while he was still on his computer trying to distract himself and get some work done, this happened. Take a look.
Alright. I just want to let you guys know, like, I'm home alone. There's nobody here. Whoa, okay.
Now, he started sending these recordings to friends, hoping they'll finally believe him. Yet, even with the video evidence, some still think it's just his imagination, or some kind of trick of the pipes, or even neighbors playing around, but he insists that the sound doesn't behave like anything natural, and it's always at odd hours, always in the same pattern, and it always stops the moment he checks. So could it really be something paranormal, or is there some logical explanation he just can't see? You decide. In the following video, a guy is making a quick video to show his sister's fiance just how creepy the crematorium where he works can get after hours. What starts as a casual walkthrough quickly turns into something far more disturbing. Watch this.
Lights, they turn off automatically at a certain hour. And I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna walk you through now. I have a friend that works that he would see and hear things coming from these furnaces when they're burning the bodies. So when I'm walking through here, they usually put the urns out to send to the families. So when I'm walking here at night, I walk right by these urns that they put on these tables here. And then I come down, freaking out. Crazy.
Now, crematoriums already carry a heavy atmosphere. The energy there is said to linger, trapped between the living and the dead. Some even believe places like this can absorb emotions, grief, pain, fear, and release them in strange ways. Others think the constant contact with the deceased could make it easier for spirits to attach themselves to the living, especially workers who spend long nights alone. Now, back to the guy in this video. He's convinced there's a ghost haunting this crematorium, and until someone gives him a better explanation for what he saw, he's not budging from that theory. So what do you think? Paranormal encounter, or something else? You decide.